All right. We live? Just waiting for YouTube Studio to wake up. All right. Oh, yeah. We live. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back on this Wednesday. Had to make sure I knew what day it was. It's the problem with the off season. You lose track of your days, right? But yeah, Wednesday afternoon, another day closer to the start of the NFL free agency period, which is, without a doubt, one of my favorite parts of the NFL offseason. You have free agency, you have the draft, and then you get right into camp season like a week or so later, starting off with like rookie mini camps. Then you get the mandatory stuff like OTAs. Then you get to training camp, right? Of course, even before that, you get, you got workouts going on. The off-season programs start up right before the draft. But yeah, free agency, less than 3 weeks away officially. Of course, the Browns right now, not in a great spot money wise. I believe they're like 20 some $million over the cap. And knowing Andrew Berry, he is going to work his magic and get us back cap compliant. And we're going to be making some moves. And it seems like people on social media have this thing in their head now where they think the Browns could cut Nick Chubb. Now, would I be mad if they did it? Yeah. Would I rescind my fanhood? Some Brown fans say they would. No. As much as I love Nick Chubb, I'm still a Browns fan. It's all about what's on the front, right? It's all about what's on the front of the jersey. I love Nick Chubb, but if they were to cut him, I think we would know why. And it's not really the money. I mean, look at him. He is a freak of nature. But he just had one of the most gruesome knee injuries I think we've ever seen. But there was belief when it first happened that this dude could easily lose his leg. He had an MCL tear, ACL tear, and the rest of his knee is probably all pulled pork. It's hamburger meat. And now some way they fixed him up, and he's walking again, which is nice. That's always a good thing. I don't know how good he'll be this year. It might take him a whole year really to get back into his old, mode. But I don't even know if he'll be the same guy, right? Is he still going to be that hard running, freaking runaway Mack freight truck thing that we all love, right? The guy that stiff arms people to oblivion? It's not really the upper body that we're worried about. It's the wheels on the truck, right? It's the freaking legs. Luckily, the Browns play on sod, so if he was playing on turf, I'd be kind of worried because turf and go good together. Players don't really like turf. No, they don't like that synthetic stuff. They like sod because it actually has give and it supports the legs. And injuries still happen, but not as much as on turf. But yeah, if we were to cut Chubb, it'd be sad, but I think we'd understand why they did it. Yeah, we would all understand why they did it. But yeah, like I said, it would sad. I'd be a very sad fella if we got rid of my guy Nick Chubb. That would be a sad, sad day for sure. But hey, it's the NFL. It's a business, right? So, anyways, back to the original purpose of this lovely video. I'm going to be going over an article that I found yesterday from BrownsWire that talked about 6 potential trade targets for the Cleveland Browns. In fact, they called them, big swings? Now, of course, the lovely browser I use decides to just take a break every once in a while. So of course it freezes up and it just goes MIA out of nowhere. That's always fun. Had everything lined up, ready to go, and then it just goes MIA. It's like, yeah, I'm done with you. It's like my camera. I swear, Microsoft Edge is trolling the hell out of me today. My God. It could be running fine, and then I want to try to do something, and it turns into the slowest browser known to man. So I gotta look up everything else again. Luckily, it shouldn't take me that long. But in the meantime, this will give people a chance to pop into the stream. I'm sure people are enjoying their day. Beautiful day out where I live. I've been going out there and, being with the lovely birds that we have, getting serenaded by them as they sit near my window. You might hear them during my streams. That's always fun. You know, like you guys might be watching a game streaming, and all of a sudden you hear like a rooster crow in the background, or you hear these other birds just losing their minds. So let me pull up the article that I'm going to be looking at, and then we can get through that. All right. So it might take me a minute or two here. Now, also, I'm going to look at the HAP for each player as well as their production. Right? Would the Browns acquiring these players, would their money match their production? Would it make it worthwhile? Right? Because again, the Browns have limited cap space, and yeah, people are not afraid to essentially let us know about that. So there we go. Okay. Well, that didn't take long at all. At least it came right back. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, what's up, Daniel? Good afternoon. Yeah. All right. So let's get the article up. Okay. Go to Bleacher Report. And if you guys notice, I do find a lot of my stuff on Bleacher Report. Yeah. That's like one of my top sources for information. That and Twitter. Yeah, that and Twitter. All right. So here we go. From BrownsWire, I actually put the link to the article in the description so you guys can read along. I'm not going to put the article or anything in the actual stream in this. I'm not going to show it on the sides or anything because I don't trust my freaking browser to keep that going because it could freeze up or, go completely blank. So, anyways, the first player mentioned is none other than one of the guys in the thumbnail, actually. Of course, you look at the thumbnail, you know who half the guys in the article are going to be anyway, but yeah. The first guy mentioned is none other than Washington Commanders defensive tackle Jonathan Allen. Now, there was a little bit of a trade talk last year. Commanders got rid of Montez Sweat and Chase Young. There was actually a little belief that they could trade Jonathan Allen last year, but it didn't happen. He stuck around. And you look at his money and his production, money-wise, he's getting paid quite a bit, right, for a defensive tackle. And in fact, I'm actually going to pull up the Browns, too. We're going to compare how that player being on our team and how they would fit in money-wise with the Browns. So base salary for Jonathan Allen is about $14 million. His cap hit is $21 million because you add a roster GM bonus in there. You have a signing bonus, $6 million, $500K workout bonus, dead cap of $12 million. Wow. So yeah, he's making about $14 million base salary. I'm sure Andrew Berry could probably work around with that, have some fun with it, right? If he were to pull the trigger and get Jonathan Allen, which there's no guarantee that he would even be traded. But you know how Andrew Berry's going to be. If you've seen him do his thing long enough, you know how he is. He is going to constantly work the phones and try to swindle teams out of players like he did with Zadarius Smith. Zadarius had a really good year with us last year. Now, of course, I think he would have been at the Browns this year, but they maneuvered his contract around and added void years, which turned him into a free agent. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so we're looking at base salary, 14 million for Mr. Base salary. That would put him fourth highest paid. No, that's actually order it in terms of base. Okay, so that would put him right around fifth, right around where Jed is. So 14 flat. Yeah, just under Jed Wills. Yep. Now in terms of cap hit, $21 million cap hit. That would put him ahead of Jed. So he'd be the fourth highest cap hit, as well as the fifth highest paid, highest base salary. Interesting. Now, production wise, right, for Mr. Allen, again, absolute monster player. I mean, his first year, 2017, only played in 5 games. But there's one thing you'll notice: when he plays, he starts. Yep. When he plays, he starts. And he had 2 straight Pro Bowl seasons in 2021 and 2022. And he's only missed a handful of games after 2017. Yeah. His best year sack wise was 2018, 8 sacks. He had 6 in 2019. I'm sorry, no, 9 in 2021. That was his best. That was a Pro Bowl year for him. And then in 2022, 7.5 sacks, and then 5.5 this past year. Imagine Mr. Jonathan Allen out there next to Dalvin Tomlinson and Myles Garrett, huh? Now, I'm not one to, say we should get him, but if Andrew Baker was able to pull it off, I wouldn't be mad. That'd be a banger move. All right, so yeah, overall, I would say this would be a definite thumbs up if I had to give it a grade. Would I do it? Yeah, I would, depending on the package. Maybe you give up like, Greg Newsome or something, because I know there's a lot of Browns fans that probably wouldn't be too, sad to see Greg go, because Greg Newsome, he's a great player, but I mean, yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna say he has a mouth on him, but he's a little over swagged out, right? Denzel Ward, he's Clamp City. You know, I mean, Greg Newsome, every time we always see him dancing, and then that freaking playoff game. My God. Oh, that playoff game. Ay, ay, ay. I swear, Nico Collins cooked him like every time. My dude was running with cinder blocks for feet. Like, did this dude have like shackles on his feet or something? Did he have like weights? Like, was he like dragging weights, or did he have a parachute on or something, man? Dude was getting torched every time we locked. Oh my God, bro. He was getting torched every time we saw him. Like, yeah, if they traded Greg, Browns fans, a lot of them would be like, ew, why do we trade him? But then others would be like, okay, for Jonathan Allen, I would trade him to I would trade Greg for Allen. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jonathan Allen would be an amazing acquisition, without a doubt. All right, want to make sure my microphone was good. All right, we good. Yeah. All right, moving on. Number two. And by the way, in the article, by the way, before I go any further, got to give a quick shout out to Corey Kinnan for posting this article on BrownsWire. Yeah, good stuff. Great stuff. Yeah. Want to know a defensive coordinator who would get the most out of a violent pass rusher like Allen? Jim Schwartz. Yep. And I'm sure his attitude would be greatly improved playing on a gnarly defense with like ours. Yeah, 15.5 million next year base. Super palatable numbers for the cap savvy Browns to digest, as this would pair him with Dalvin for the total price that Chris Jones is looking. Yeah, we would have Jonathan Allen and Dalvin for the same price as Chris Jones, right? Yeah. Next guy we're going to talk about is a pass rusher. Go figure. And it's a guy that I never really thought the Browns would go after, but it's Khalil Mack. Yeah. Now we do a quick little search up of his cap, his money, and his production. I know he's been an absolute beast as of late. Of course, he started off with the Raiders, where he was a monster, got traded to the Bears, and now he's with the Chargers. Yep, he's 32 years old already. Damn, did not feel like he was that old. Wow. But yeah, he's had some fantastic years. He's coming off a Pro Bowl year. He was ninth in Defensive Player of the Year voting, according to Football Reference, Pro Football Reference. And he's coming off a year where he played in every game at 17 sacks. Thank you very much. In fact, most of the years he's played, he's had double-digit sacks. He's only had, I think, a handful of years where he had single-digit sacks. Here in 2014, 8.5 in 2019, 9 in 2020, 6 in 2021. We played 7 games. In 2022, we had 8 sacks. So, be a phenomenal get for the Cleveland Browns. And then that could be another factor, right? An deciding factor that would possibly prevent us from getting him. I would absolutely I would love getting Khalil Mack, right? I really would. That'd be a solid ass signing. Now, as soon as my lovely browser could wake up, because this damn thing keeps freezing on me, freaking Microsoft Edge. Word of advice: if you guys are looking for a good browser to use, I would highly suggest maybe looking the other way on Microsoft Edge. This freaking browser is so booty right now. At least it is for me. Okay, now it wants to wake up. All right. So you look at his contract, year of his contract coming up, making $17 million. Sheesh. That's his base salary. And then a $38 million cap hit. Now, where would that fit on the Browns? Well, we already know. Uh, in terms of his base, that would be, I think, again, slightly lower. Now, actually, that'd be right after. That'd be between Amari and Denzel. And then his cap hit would be the second highest behind Deshaun, who's at $63 million cap hit. Oh my God. Of course, guys, don't worry. They're going to restructure that. Yeah. $38 million cap hit. Yee. Gotta see what they say about this in the article. I'm sure. Come on, you stupid thing. God. Alright. Okay, the books are being cooked for the Chargers. New era. Yep. Uh-huh. So Leon Mack is at the top of that list. Off the amount of dead money to move him. They would save over $23 million against the cap. Yep, no guarantees coming back. Zadarius Smith, yada yada. Mm-hmm. Not cost more than a day 3 pick to bring him on board. If you're looking for a player most similar to the Cooper or Smith type trade candidate, Khalil Mack. Yeah. But yeah, Khalil Mack with that production, coming off 17 and a half sacks. Thank you very much. I would do that. I really would. Overall, the first 2 players I've talked about in this article are guys that I would realistically trade for. I see what they're saying. Right? I see what they're saying. That would be a pretty interesting signing. A trade for sure. Again, it probably wouldn't take more than a day 3 pick. Now, the next guy is probably going to take a little bit more, maybe. He has been in trade talks. I think he requested a trade before the season started, or like right around mid-season, right around the trade deadline. Nothing formulated, of course. Played the entire year with Arizona. And of course, I'm talking about Budda Baker. Now, looking up his contract, again, coming into a contract year. In fact, I think that he has an option. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, a club option for $14 million. Cap hit of $19 million. So you look at the Browns cap situation. He would again be right. Let's see again, base salaries. Yeah, he'd be right around Jedrick Wills in terms of base, and his cap hit would only be $19 million. So that would put him right between Jed and Denzel. That's another cap hit that I think the Browns would be able to stomach. Now, production, he's coming off a year where he played 12 games, started all 12. Didn't really do a whole lot. He didn't register any interceptions. Wow, really? That's crazy. Wow. May not want to rush Ronnie Hickman onto the field. If that is the case, Baker would be a low cost. Same compensation it would likely, the same compensation that it took to acquire Cooper or Smith. Late round picks, probably. Give Hickman another year before taking over. I would do it, right? He'd be hella motivated too. Because this would be a contract year for Buddha. He'd be hella motivated for sure. Overall, I think I'd give it a look. I don't know if I'd do it, but I would definitely give it a look. Because we've seen how good he can be when healthy. For sure. And again, you put him on our Jim Schwartz defense, he would probably, he would eat all day. Now, the next guy I'm going to talk about, a guy that we haven't really heard much of in terms of trade talk. He's been a very loyal member of his current team, that being the Atlanta Falcons. And that guy, of course, is Grady Jarrett. Now, Grady actually does have 2 years left on his deal. He has this year, 2024, coming up, and then he has next year, 2025. $15 million for the season-ending ACL injury, 8 weeks into the season. Price tag maybe a bit cheaper. That's it too. Yeah, coming off an injury. Yep, that wouldn't be bad. And yeah, I look at his production again. ACL injury, only had 1.5 sacks. I think he would fit really well with Dalvin. The thing that kind of scares me is coming off an injury, because you just don't know how he's going to look. Especially because he's, in that 30, he's hitting that 30, age 30 season. Well, I mean, I would at least take a look at it, I guess. The next one is Hassan Reddick, who's already come out and essentially been given permission to look for a trade. So we'll see how long it takes for him to get traded. Eagles fans seem to interpret it as go out there and see how much you're worth, and then we'll see what happens. Hassan Reddick has void years, I guess. He has a potential out. They have void years in his contract, but this year, 2024, is the final year of his contract. Yeah. He has a potential out, too, I guess. So we'll see what they do with that. $14 million base salary, $21 million cap hit. Again, he'd be right around Jedrick Wills and just under Denzel Ward in terms of cap hit. So again, not too bad. That's not bad at all. And then you look at his stats coming off an 11 sack season, a Pro Bowl appearance. He's had 4 straight years of double-digit sacks. I mean, he had that 1 year in Arizona where he went off, and then he went to Carolina, and then he found his way to Philadelphia for the last 2 years. And he's had a Pro Bowl year every year in Philly. I'm sure a team would at least come calling, but coming off an 11 sack season, you put him next to Miles. Oh my God. Put him in a Jim Schwartz defense and watch him just absolutely go crazy. Yeah. Now let's see what Corey said in the article. This one comes with a caveat. The Eagles won't trade him until after June 1st, given his contract structure. and the Browns have typically made their big trades before then. However, with Smith hitting free agency, the Browns may be looking for another big defensive end to add in case in case Alex Wright is not ready. Reddick wants a new deal, and the Eagles cannot afford it. Yeah, that's true. Oh, and Andrew Berry has a great relationship with Howie Roseman. Yeah, that's another factor. Yep. Yep. And then the final name mentioned is actually on the offensive side of the ball. And again, it's another guy that's in the thumbnail. It's Brandon Ayuk. All right, let's look up his contract here. And then we look up his stats. Of course, he has been an absolute beast with the 49ers, especially this year for sure. This upcoming season is actually the last year in his contract, and he'll be a free agent. $14 million cap hit, $14 million base salary. I believe this is his rookie year, isn't it? This is his rookie contract. So, yep, yeah, rookie deal. Yep. So yeah, $14 million, not too bad. This is his 5th-year option year. So, yep, 14 million again. Same song and dance, right around Jedrick Wills and both. So he really wouldn't even be that expensive. Yeah, it really wouldn't cost much. Although the Niners love to, they're gonna try to get as much as they can if they were to trade him. But yeah, he's coming off a season. Played in and started 16 games, 7 touchdowns, 1,300 yards passing, second team All Pro. And the Browns are looking for a receiver to pair with Amari. I think Brandon Ayuk would fit the bill. Yeah. You put him out there with Amari Cooper out wide. Maybe you have David Bell in the slot with Elijah Moore. You have the run game, which will be improved for sure, especially with Deuce Staley at running back coach now. Things would be interesting, to say the least, with Mr. Ayuk. Ayuk. But, so, that's the article. Overall, I would not mind the Browns trading for any of these guys. If I had to guess, the most likely guy out of this article that we would trade for, I would guess Khalil Mack. Because it wouldn't take much at all to get him. And he is an absolute monster on the line. And you put him out there with Miles, that would be, that'd be a dream. It's funny because over the last, 4 years, we've had essentially 4 different paired with Miles. He had Olivier Vernon for his first couple years, remember? The first couple years. I mean, actually, when Miles first joined, he had Emmanuel Ogba. I think, yeah. God. And then he left. They went and got Olivier Vernon. He was amazing until he got hurt. Remember that one game against the Eagles where he had 3 sacks against Carson Wentz when Miles didn't play because he was sick, I'm pretty sure. And then Olivier got hurt. Haven't heard from him since. After that, they tried guys like Takk McKinley. They've tried, who else? Jadeveon Clowney, of course. And now they had Zadarius Smith with the Browns jersey, considering he was an opponent for a couple years. He was always in Baltimore and stuff. He was on the other side, and it was fun watching him out there, especially with the sack celebration. Right? He'd get a sack, and then he'd army crawl on the ground and go. It's like that was pretty good to see that for us this time. We'll see what the Browns do. I'm sure they're going to be working the phones, like I said, trying to improve this team any way they possibly can. because if I know Andrew Berry, he's going to exhaust every other option. That's really all I got, guys. Do a nice little quick video. It probably would have been quicker if Microsoft Edge would stop freezing on me. That'd be great. But hey, it is what it is, right? It's a classic web browser. It is what it is. Not gonna get too mad. So that's gonna wrap it up. And of course, we are now less than 3 weeks away from free agency starting. And you already know we are now less than 2 weeks away from the start of one of my favorite video series that I do every year on this channel, heading into free agency. My 5 free agent target videos for the Browns. I do 5 individual free agent targets, and then at the end, I do one video talking about 5 more free agents that we're going to possibly go after. Most of it's like a mix of what I've seen in articles and what the Browns are going to do. Most of the 5 individuals are like guys that I think the Browns could go after based off of needs and what I've heard. And then the 5 more, of course, same thing. Now, I'm going to be doing all kinds of free agent videos. I'm going to be talking about rumors and stuff. I'm going to have videos talking about the needs that we're probably going to be looking at, and yeah, it's going to be fun. Free agency is quickly approaching. The month of February is almost over already. I mean, God, we're like, what now? 8 days until the end of the month already. My God. Feels like it should just be the freaking Super Bowl, and here we are already. It's insane. Oh, man. But yeah, what's crazy is today would actually be 2 weeks or 3 weeks from today is the start of the new league year. So, in fact, we would be a half hour away from the new league year officially starting, meaning all those free agency deals that we would have seen over the first 2 days of legal tampering, they'd become official. And who knows how busy the Browns are going to be before then. Guess we'll have to wait and see. That's one of the favorite parts. So that's going to wrap it up. Going over 34 minutes. And as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. Go show support to BrownsWire. Show love over there, of course. My guy Corey Kinnan always cooking out bangers over there. But yeah, if I hear anything coming on Twitter from beat writers and all that, I will definitely have videos out from now until free agency starts. And then see what happens. And don't forget, trades could definitely happen between now and then too. Because trades will happen, they just won't be official yet. I remember in the past we've seen trades happen during this time. You never know. So if I hear anything, I'll definitely have a video out. Real quick check to see if. Okay, yeah, nothing. Always got to check to make sure nothing happened while I was streaming. That's the last thing I'd want to do. Freaking be streaming, and all of a sudden find out I missed a freaking banger tweet that came out talking about a rumor. And I'd be like, well, dang, I should have known it. I should have seen that because then I could have talked about it on stream. All right. All right. So, just real quick, check through Twitter. Oh, wow, the Browns breaking down our roster as we approach the new league year in free agency. Now, here's a look at all the unrestricted free agents for the Browns, in case you guys needed to know. Unrestricted, we got a ton. We have Matthew Adams, Corey Bojorquez, Harrison Bryant, Jerron Christian, Jeff Driscoll, Michael Dunn, Jordan Elliott, Joe Flacco, Mike Ford Jr., Marquise Goodwin, Jakeem Grant, Deron Harmon, Nick Harris, Shelby Harris, Kareem Hunt, Mo Hurst, Jordan Kunasek, Rodney McLeod, Jacob Phillips, James Prochet, Zadarius Smith, Sione Takitaki, Anthony Walker Jr., and PJ freaking Walker. Yeah, that's like 21 free agents. Actually, 24. 24 unrestricted free agents. And if I had to guess, Browns could bring back maybe 3 of them. Yeah, yeah. I think they're gonna probably look at bringing back maybe 3. Uh, Darius, maybe see. I mean, I'm hoping Sione. I'd love to see him come back. And how about we actually sign him to a multi-year deal, so we're not doing this song and dance every year. Okay. But yeah, I'd say Darius, right? Sione, and then Shelby. Yeah. No, no, that's no Mo. Mo. Got to bring back Mo Harris. Got to bring back the belly rub. The belly rub Sully, of course. And then maybe Shelby too. Shelby Harris. When did we sign him? It was like freaking what? Right around preseason. Yeah. I think it was right around middle to end preseason because I remember we signed him, and I was like, "Yo, is he gonna play in this game?" And he didn't. I don't even think we saw him in the preseason, which we didn't need to see him. Now I already know people are gonna freaking be like, "Oh, should we sign Chris Jones?" Hey, Chris Duck, we should sign Chris Jones. Yo, not gonna lie, if I looked at my phone on like the first day of legal tampering, right, and I see tweet from Rappaport or Schefter talking about Browns are signing Chris Jones, I'm gonna turn my camera on, okay? I'm gonna go to OBS, the regular one, where I film my videos. I'm gonna hit record, and I'm gonna just stare into the camera for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna put the tweet up on the screen, like I always do, and I'm just gonna stare at it. I'm just gonna stare at it for like 30 seconds. Absolute silence. And then I'm probably just gonna break out in laughter, and I'm gonna proceed to just, talk about how this defensive line would be damn near unblockable with Chris Jones, right? Like I said, like I said earlier when I was talking about the article, they could easily, get someone like maybe Jonathan Allen, who would cost, along with Dalvin Tomlinson, who we already have, those two would cost the same amount together as Chris Jones would himself. Now, would Andrew Berry really want to dish out that much money for Chris Jones? I don't know. I mean, if I'm going to dish out that kind of money for somebody, give me Mike Evans, damn it. Get me Mike freaking Evans, damn it. Yeah, get me a receiver who could get 1,000 yards in his sleep, right? I mean, I would love Chris Jones. Stone cold, stone cold, stone cold. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Most likely, I could see Chris Jones going back to Kansas City. I mean, after all, he did say he was going back in the during the Super Bowl celebration. So we just have to assume he's probably going to go back. I could see him I could see them trolling the hell out of the NFL. Make it seem like he's leaving, right? And then out of nowhere, freaking like deadline, not deadline, but the day that free agency starts, oh, Chris Jones resigns with Kansas City. So I'm not going to get my hopes up on that end. Now we do have one exclusive rights free agent too, and Sam Kamara, but that's whatever. He's like a low tier free agent, you know. By the way, this is some Blue Jackets news. According to Mark Sheeg on Twitter, John Davidson said he doesn't anticipate Columbus making any major moves prior to the trade deadline, but did say who knows because one phone call could change things. Yeah, he believes though is nothing major. Okay. Just need to get this team a new GM, and then we can work from there. Yep. So that's really all I got, guys. This is gonna be a fun 2 weeks. It's gonna be fun. I wish it was tomorrow, right? But yeah, I'm gonna have a ton of videos coming out, like literally a ton. Especially once free agency starts up. There's going to be days where I do 2 videos a day. There's going to be days where I do 3, 4. Heck, there could be a day where I do 5. Oh God. If we're ever that active on a day, bro, I don't know what I'd do. Oh man. Trying to think of the most videos I've done in a day for free agency. I think it was what, three? I'm pretty sure. I think the most free agency videos I've done in a day was three. Right around there. So that's really all I got. I have nothing else. Rumors the Niners have traded Ayuk. He'd be perfect here. He definitely would. For the right, package. I'm not trying to give up a ton for him. But again, he probably wouldn't cost much. Like his contract stuff fits right in with like the, you know, middle tier of our cap space. He wouldn't, you know, I mean, his cap number would be stomachable, I guess. It'd be, tolerable. That's what I'm trying to say. It would definitely be tolerable. Like it wouldn't make you want to get sick. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. So, if I hear anything else, I will definitely have another video out or something. I'm planning on doing a video sometime later this week, talking about some receivers the Browns could target, but I'm gonna do that. It's planned. I just don't know when I'm gonna actually get to it. Oh well, lovely days. Of course, I'll be live tomorrow for Cavs Magic. Cavs basketball back again. Can't wait. Final push towards the playoffs. And yeah, it's really all I got. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you possibly tomorrow. Unless something else happens, then I'll see you right back here. But yeah, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And let's get to work, Andrew. Okay? Well, first of all, before we even think about free agency, how about we give Kev and Andrew that much needed extension, right? Keep them around long term. I mean, this is already the longest we've had a coach. God, when was the last? I mean, I don't think we've had a coach this long since we came back. Like, we're legit talking about our coach being in a contract year. Like, when was the last time we had a coach in a contract year? Had to have been what, Romeo, maybe? Sheesh. I don't even remember, man. It's been a long time. But of course, when that news breaks, oh yeah, I might definitely have a video for that. But yeah, gonna wrap it up, guys. And I see my camera's about ready to leave me again, so I'm gonna wrap this up before that happens. So with that being said, let's go Browns. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out.